3 things that everyone seems to get wrong about The Ordinary. A lot of people don't know the history behind this brand, but also a lot of people make bad assumptions. We're talking everything from pricing and how that gets into a dispute between the founder, who is now dead, and Drunk Elephant's founder, which again is a whole debacle based on what's happening in Sephora with teenagers and tweens destroying Drunk Elephant displays. But also when it comes to mixing and matching products and who these products can or can't be used by. So I'm gonna break down all of it because I've actually tried every single product from The Ordinary, including some very exciting ones that haven't launched yet. I got to visit The Ordinary at their headquarters in Toronto, and there's 3 new products that I've been putting on my face, and oh my God, I cannot wait to tell you about them because they are made for my skin concerns, okay? Okay, I'm thrilled. But that being said, not every product from The Ordinary is a hit. Some of them absolutely suck. And I've spoken very openly about the ones I do and don't like. But as someone who is a medical esthetician and who has tried every single product, I feel I am qualified to blab on the internet about this. So that's what we're doing. First and foremost, a lot of people are shocked at The Ordinary's prices, and people equate that cheap price with a cheap product. Well, that couldn't be further from the truth. The Ordinary was founded by a guy named Brandon Truax, and he actually started the Abnormal Beauty Company to literally poke a hole in the beauty industry. And instead of spending a bunch of money on fancy packaging and celebrity marketing and all of these floofy things that many brands do, including hundreds of thousands of dollars on fragrance chemists that are chemists who make fragrances for really fancy luxury brands so that it has that unique brand smell. Yeah, Brandon said all of that, and he launched like 10 different brands, and The Ordinary was one of them. But what he did with this specifically was create it to be ordinary, to be simple, to be basic ingredients that don't cost a lot of money. And he did them in very basic packaging that you could kind of rinse and repeat. When you look at The Ordinary serums, there's basically the same exact thing. There's 2 different jars. There's the white ones and the UV protective ones. And all of their different serums have a different label over the front. But even just having that simple switch of having one shape of the bottle means that The Ordinary as a brand could go out and buy hundreds of thousands of bottles and use them for all their serums. Whereas for many other brands who have a unique shape or a unique bottle, like Drunk Elephant, for each kind of different product, that costs a ton of money because you have to design, you have to prototype, you have to create, you have to rework and quality check every single one of those different styles. And The Ordinary found ways to cut costs without cutting quality. And speaking of Drunk Elephant, the former founder, Brandon Truax, who RIP has now passed away, he actually had a debacle with Drunk Elephant. Drunk Elephant has said some very questionable things on the internet, and Brandon Truax has shared some things on the internet in the past. But Brandon looked at Drunk Elephant's marula oil for like $78 and he said, wait a second, I know exactly where that oil comes from because I can source the exact same marula oil for my serum. So Brandon said, I'm gonna buy 100% pure marula oil and I'm gonna sell it for the base price. Basically is a big middle finger to Drunk Elephant and the industry, because again, this is the Abnormal Beauty Company, and he wanted pricing transparency in that. And so while Drunk Elephant still sells their $68, $78 marula oil, The Ordinary gets the exact same stuff from the exact manufacturer and charges $11.40 for it. Oh yeah, but is it any cheaper in quality? Is it worse? No. Again, it's the exact same stuff. It's just without the fancy packaging, without the fancy marketing. You know, the founder is also passed away, but even the way that The Ordinary is structured as a corporation, all of the employees and all of the people who work there are really well taken care of. Whereas with some other companies, it really does look like a pyramid where the person at the top is getting millions of dollars and everyone else is kind of being screwed over. And that happens in beauty, but that also happens at companies like Boeing, right? Like the airline industry or credit card companies or name another industry, like that's what happens, right? And something I really respect about The Ordinary is that they try their best to take care of every single person, whether they're at the top, the middle, or the bottom, through and through. Now, this is why a lot of people get this wrong though, because they pick this up off the shelf and they say, okay, this niacinamide and zinc serum is $7.20. How can it be quality? But again, it's because we've removed all of those extra things. We've removed all of those big corporate checks and the fancy branding and the celebrity marketing, and they're just giving you the good stuff in a little serum dropper that looks pretty much the same as the other ones. You know what? It works. Speaking of it works, that gets us to the second thing that people get wrong. People think that The Ordinary is too harsh for their skin. The Ordinary has actives, don't get me wrong. They've got the AHA BHA peeling solution. They've got these other acids like glycolic acid. They've got retinoids. Yes, The Ordinary can be very potent. And yes, it has unfortunately caused irritation and burned holes in people's skin barriers, literally with the acids. But if you do have sensitive skin, you're not banned from using The Ordinary. A lot of people don't don't realize that The Ordinary actually has a lot of products that are great for sensitive skin. They've actually been coming out with more. One of the most recent is this bright pink serum. Again, it looks scary, it looks irritating, but it's a barrier support serum. But even some of The Ordinary's original products, like the NMF moisturizer or the squalane cleanser, those are some of the most gentle, inexpensive, and efficacious products that anyone could get their hands on. But because it says The Ordinary and people think of The Ordinary as like a peeling solution or an acid or a vitamin C, they automatically think that that won't work for them. The Ordinary has some of the best products for sensitive skin that I recommend all the time. If you are someone with sensitive skin, here are my absolute top picks that I find myself recommending all the time. The first is the squalane cleanser. This is especially good for dry skin and it's super, super gentle. The second are The Ordinary's oil. Maybe not the retinol and squalane, but things like the marula oil or the hemi oil. These are really basic, really gentle, and people can mix and match these into a routine really well. And moisturizers, like the natural moisturizing factors, the original if you're a little bit more oily to dry, or if you're super dry, the phytoceramides. So gentle, so calming. It's like a ceramide sheet for your face. And if you've got sensitive skin, you don't have to avoid The Ordinary. If you know someone who has sensitive skin who thinks they have to avoid The Ordinary, screenshot this and share it with them. Literally be their skintellectual that they can go to for the answers, because these are amazing. And just because The Ordinary has this, I don't know, it's like a reputation of having these harsh actives doesn't mean that they don't have really gentle and balancing ones to balance it out. Now again, not every product is a hit. There are things like the face mask that I don't like, or even like some of their powders that you have to mix together to activate. I'm not a huge fan of all of those, but let me know if you want a video on like, I tried every single product for The Ordinary and here's what does and doesn't suck, because I'm happy to bring that to you. But speaking of mixing products, this is also something that people get wrong. People think that it is way too hard to mix and layer products from The Ordinary. They think that you can't mix this acid with this vitamin C and this cleanser with this thing. It's actually not that hard, and there's literally this cheat sheet from the Decium chat room that literally shows what can and can't be used together. But on the flip side, people also think that you can just layer everything, and they think that because these are all sold in separate little bottles, you can just buy 10 and throw them on your face. And that's where we get to people burning holes in their skin barriers and having irritation and having chemical burns from different acids because they put the AHA BHA peel on top of the glycolic acid solution on top of a straight up vitamin C and then a peptide serum that got deactivated by everything else that's on their face. It is either way too easy or way too hard. And this gets into nuance because you see, people like to take things to extremes. If you think of anything in your life, literally any topic, whether it is politics, whether it is skincare, whether it is celebrities or fashion or finances, whatever, everything is on a spectrum. Think about it. There's one side, which is the extreme. There's the other side that is the extreme, but then there's the place that's right in the middle. And most of the things are kind of right here. Think about that, because I, in the past, was very guilty of binary thinking everything was black or white, right or wrong, yes or no, when that's not how life works. But you know, there's this space in the middle that is for interpretation. And when it comes to The Ordinary's products and mixing and matching and layering, this is where we want to play. We don't want to be over here where, you know, we think that we can't layer anything. We're just, you know, like tiptoeing around a skincare routine and getting overwhelmed. But we don't want to be over here where we're throwing a million different products on our face, creating a 22-step skincare routine with The Ordinary, spending a ton of money and burning holes in our faces, because that's not fun either, okay? Okay. There is a sweet spot where if you know what your skin concerns are, you can find the right actives that are going to work for those skin concerns, and then you can mix and match or layer with a gentle cleanser that removes your makeup or a nice sunscreen that protects your skin. And you can do that in a way that gets the most out of these products, that helps your skin do what it's supposed to do best and supports it, while also not breaking the bank because the price is inexpensive but the quality is not, and layering it effectively so that it feels good on your skin and it does the work. There are so many videos on layering that we've actually done. If you search Cassandra Bankson dry skin, Cassandra Bankson acne, Cassandra Bankson wrinkles, or just Cassandra Bankson The Ordinary, we've probably done a video on it. I think I have over like 30 videos on The Ordinary alone that are non-sponsored because again, I love this brand. But a lot of people are just overwhelmed and confused by it. Because yes, there is, you know, the phenomenon of people on the internet layering 500 things, or TikTok is telling us to go buy this and it's not actually gonna work for you just because it worked for this one person, or we saw a celebrity use it and they look great and I'm like, oh, if I buy that, your skin will become my skin, right? No, that's not how it works. That is how I thought it worked when I was younger. I would literally buy Neutrogena because I saw that lady that would splash her face and I was like, she's pretty. Maybe if I buy this Neutrogena, I'll have her skin. Again, that's not how it works. I think even Jenna Marbles said once that she used to buy the shampoo or conditioner that her classmates would use and she thought it would give Jenna the classmates' hair. Like if they had like curly red hair, she thought if she bought the shampoo and conditioner brand that it would make her blonde hair turn red and curly. Anyways, that's not how it works, but the same thing goes for the skin. And I don't know who else is guilty of thinking that, and you're probably looking at me and you're like, Cassandra, that is so dumb. But listen, 15-year-old me thought that, okay? I did not know better. I washed my face with Kirkland Costco shampoo and conditioner. Like, before medical aesthetics and before learning about skincare, my life was a sad one, okay? Now we're here. We are healthy, we are glowing, we are in search for self-improvement and on our journey to our best life, okay? Okay. And thankfully, The Ordinary is a part of my journey and I've done so many videos on it because it freaking works. So if you're curious, search it. And if you've destroyed your skin with Drunk Elephant, because so many people have, remember that you could still get products from a brand like Drunk Elephant that are marula oil that are the exact same thing that The Ordinary is selling and make it work for your skin. However, I would recommend getting it from The Ordinary instead of Drunk Elephant because the marula oil from The Ordinary is the same thing and it's $11.40 instead of $78, okay? A lot of people get this wrong and that's another thing. I guess this video turned into 4. A lot of people think that The Ordinary is like on a downfall or like it's, you know, self-destructing because the economy is causing inflation and The Ordinary is like not raising prices. The Ordinary is actually doing better than ever. Like their niacinamide serum is like the #1 selling serum in all of America. Whenever I go to Sephora or Ulta, like they're always sold out. They're launching new products. They're getting into more stores. They're not like crashing and burning. And I feel like there's this narrative going around right now that everyone's like, oh, The Ordinary is on a downfall and they're so cheap and it's not worth it. They're at the top of their game, and it's not because of fancy celebrity marketing or cutting corners or scamming people. It's because it works. And the people like me recommend it to you, and then you try it and you're like, oh my God, this is so good, and you use it or you recommend it to someone else, and it's like, it just works. And then when people try it, once they use it correctly, they like it. And then it just continues to go. So maybe it's because it causes drama on the internet and then that gets people views. I don't know why people are saying it's a downfall. If you know something I don't, please tell me. But yeah, I feel like The Ordinary is at the top of their game and I'm trying to get to the top of my skin game. So I'm gonna go put this on my face. Let me know if you want that video on I tried every single product from The Ordinary. Here's what sucks and here's what doesn't, because when I can talk about these new products, oh, you bet I'm going to. But until then, the search bar is your friend, my beautiful butterflies. Always remember to be beautiful both inside and out, and I cannot wait to see you in this next video. Love you guys. Bye.